I knew that it had been raining all night long, but that's not the first time that this has happened. I knew that there was a threat of flash flooding, but I anticipated that, I would get the same warning that had gotten before, the police or the fire department or something. And I had the cell phone in the bed with me, and the phone rang at 6:15 in the morning. It was my good friend Tammy. If it hadn't been for her, I could have died in my bed. But she said, "Vi, are you all right?" I said, "Yes. Why wouldn't I be all right? Why are you calling me this early in the morning?" She said, "Well, don't go back to sleep because it's flooding over there." I got down to the corner, and there's a stop sign there. When I got to that stop sign, parallel with that stop sign, this big wall of water came out of nowhere. And then I looked at my house, and the house was halfway submerged in water. So I sat there, and as I sat there, in just a few minutes, a whole horde of people started coming in, having been dropped off by the helicopters. And I was cold. Somebody gave me a Red Cross blanket, and because I still had on those wet clothes. I still had that HEB bag around my arm, and my cell phone had gotten wet, and I had lost my glasses and both shoes in the water, and my keys. First volunteer I talked to, I told her, that I'd lost my glasses and my house was submerged and I'm going to have to do some renovation. Can't live in it right then and there. So she said, "Okay, we can give you $700 rental assistance, one-time rental assistance." And I said, "But I can't read anything without my glasses." She said, "Okay, we're going to give you a voucher to get your glasses." So everything was moving at warp speed. There were so many people around there, so many people who needed help, some of whom were residents of the shelter. Others were coming in, they were staying with family and friends and whatever. It was really crazy. At night in the shelter, they would periodically, the Red Cross workers would come in and they would look at us to be sure that we were okay. And they monitored us all night long. When I got up to go to the bathrooms, there would be several Red Cross workers who weren't asleep, just watching over us. And I thought, oh, wow, this is not what I heard about shelters. After 2 or 3 nights sleeping on the cots, they got us air mattresses. And then I was cold, and they gave us 2 blankets, but then they got us more blankets until we were warm. And even the food, somebody was bringing in food, but it was so high in carbs. And because I'm trying to stick to a diabetic-friendly diet, I needed fresh fruits and vegetables. And, and I mentioned this to a Red Cross worker, and all of a sudden, all of this fresh fruits and vegetables and juices, I thought, oh, this is wonderful. They were so responsive. And I thought, oh, wow, this is the first time in my life I've had to rely on the compassion and rely on other people for my basic needs. And they have just been marvelous. I never thought I would have need of these services. The Red Cross was excellent.